Hello, welcome to Obsidian Physician. I'm glad to have you here. So, when you first open up your Obsidian, you're going to be welcomed by this welcome page. And it seems empty. The whole point here is that it does seem empty. There's a lot of potential in Obsidian, and I'm going to help you try to organize a little bit here so that you can get started. So your first thing that you're going to do when you come in is you're going to go over to the left side and you're going to open today's daily note. So you can see today's the 21st of May, and I'm going to click hashtag and type notes. And if you didn't see that, it's a dash I'm putting in there, and then just hitting space. Then I'm going to hit the brackets. I'm going to hit two brackets. I'm going to type in pathology. Now this is the first Wiki-Link, and you can either click this or you can hold Command on a Mac or Control on a PC or Windows. And basically, if you hit Command and then click it, it's just going to open up in another tab over here. As opposed to if you click it, then it just opens in the same tab. So let's go over. So this is our pathology note now. So we can, our hashtags here, this determines our headings. This is a big heading. If you go 6 out, it's a small heading, and then everything in between. We can do 2 here. And we're going to do a description and clinical presentation. Let's do epidemiology first. And clinical presentation. And differentials. Diagnostics. And so on, right? So alias is just, things that the pathology is called by in other ways. Other things that the pathology is called. For instance, we have, strep throat. Strep throat, it's also called pharyngitis. It's also called sore throat. And these things are important when you're dealing with medical terminology. So let's put pharyngitis in our daily note here, okay? And then we're going to, actually, before we do that, we're going to make this pathology note here into a template. So to do that, we're going to add a folder, new folder. We're going to call this, templates. And so pathology is what needs to go under there. So, okay, same thing, Control P or Command P, and insert template, pathology, and now we have pharyngitis, and now we have the template in here. We can start putting in our description, well, actually, I like to put, like I said, sore throat, and then strep throat, right? These are other things that people will call these. And if we even wanted to, we could go here and we could add this as a link if we wanted to. Diagnostics. We're just going to fill this up with things that we know. Strep throat swab, differentials, tonsillitis. And I always like to actually capitalize mine. And then we could do symptoms, and we could do signs. Maybe there's cervical lymphadenopathy. if I can spell it today. And then they'll come in complaining of a sore throat, difficulty swallowing. Epidemiology I usually get from if I'm reading a paper on pharyngitis, I might populate this and then I'll put it what I reference down in my sources. Treatment, if this is group A strep, then we would treat with antibiotics. Okay, so this is just an idea of how to start this. Typically, I don't fill out a description until I have kind of filled out most of this other stuff, because my notes on all of these other things are going to inform the description. And in the description, I can just put a very quick or more or less comprehensive note about what this pathology is, what the epidemiology is, and link everything that's in this note, talk about the differentials, diagnostics, and treatment. And yeah, so that's your first note. And this is kind of how you carry on. You got a lecture that you have in school, and you might have a lecture by Dr. Anderson about diabetes, right? And then you could go through in here, and there's opportunity now to create a whole nother lecture or template. Not a specific pathology template. And a lecture template. This could have things like Anki cards, summary / and then key takeaways, right? Testable material. I always like to put questions in here so that I could just write them down while I'm in the lecture. And obviously you put notes, and you can just literally rifle off notes as you're in lecture. So yeah, we've gone from one little simple daily note from the welcome page to a simple daily note, created a pathology template that is now, this is part of the templates. You can see here that it is under the templates tab. And with that, I even created a note about tonsillitis that isn't made yet, and also a note about specifically strep throat that isn't made yet. And we also even entered in a lecture by Dr. Anderson about diabetes. And so you can see where once you have a little bit of a structure with this, you can really go and you can start linking these ideas and in these notes. I find that it's super useful for medicine. So thanks for watching this first video. I hope you'll read some of the next, I hope you'll go and read the articles that I've been posting, and I plan on making more of these videos to kind of help you build out your Obsidian and make more sense of how to use this super powerful tool to help you in medicine. So thanks. Bye.